Hey, do you see Cursor 2.0? I think Cursor 2.0 is a brilliant business move by Anysphere. Because if we look at the history of LLMs, the whole 3 years of it when it's been super active, um, first we had LLMs like ChatGPT where we were asking for code and copying and pasting, and then GitHub Copilot happened. I remember having a lot of fun using GitHub Copilot. Um, and then we had Cursor, and I think Cursor was the first time that it kind of clicks how powerful having an IDE that was AI first with connections to all of the LLMs could be. And a lot of people started using Cursor. Like, there's a reason why the company is so valuable these days. But then the makers of LLMs, like Anthropic, release things like Claude Code. And Claude Code had their own way of interacting with the LLMs, which I think a lot of people felt very strongly that it was amazing. I enjoyed it, although I saw the limitations in the UI, in having only a command line. Some of the integrations with the IDEs were going in the right directions that it was not going to matter. But I think one of the things that Anthropic was trying to achieve with Claude Code was to make people loyal to a tool, because I think we kind of have to be loyal to the UI because switching UIs hurts. And the reality is that the LLMs are not the UI. So engineers, developers are not loyal to an LLM, to a model. We switch them constantly. And obviously, OpenAI and Anthropic must not like this, because one day you're using Claude, the next day you're using ChatGPT, and so on. And who knows? Like, we have new models coming up all the time. So I think the creators of LLMs wanted to have that loyalty, or that vendor locked in from developers. And by achieving that, they were also pushing Cursor. And I remember all the talk of, hey, with Cloud Code, Cursor is dead, right? Like, this company is going to collapse. And well, it didn't happen. I think tools like Cloud Code did not get better at a rate that we were expected. And now we see Anysphere, the creators of Cursor, fighting back. Not just from the technical usability, but also I think from the business point, they're being very strategic. And they're doing two things. One is they have now their own model, Composer One. Uh, it's not the best one, but it is fast. And that is so important, because for all of the people coding, the slowness of the cycle of writing, of asking for some code and waiting and so on, it is a killer for productivity and focus. So I think they understand that that speed at that point might be more important than the last 5% of quality. We'll see. This is new. They're not the first ones. Cognition, with Windsurf, they have their own called, I think, SWE1. I tried it for a little bit. I got it for free for a while. It was okay, but not good enough for me to switch. I think it was okay for tab completion because it was very fast, but still for any real piece of work that I wanted to do, I would still go to ChatGPT and Claude and so on. So they're starting to go there, and they're starting to show that building models and building good models, obviously standing on the shoulders of the giants that are releasing open source models and are releasing um, uh, open weight models, I think, maybe, is no longer so hard, which kind of undermines a little bit the business models of OpenAI and Anthropic. We'll see. I don't know much about this. I am guessing. But for me, what is the absolutely amazing strategic business move of Anysphere with Cursor is this thing. So not so much that they want us to code more in a chat UI. It feels like, oh, we're going back to the ChatGPT days. Maybe, maybe not. We'll see whether this sticks or not. But the fact that you can go use multiple models and put models to compare them, it's brilliant, because As I said, developers are not loyal to a model. They will switch to what they perceive is the best model. Um, at work with my coding friends, we are always in the, hey, have you tried this last one? It got better. Like, you should try it. Oh, I'm going to switch to that one. Yes, I've been trying it for a few days. It's amazing, but it misses here. Like, going back and forth. We're constantly switching, right? And we're switching based on information that is honestly just anecdote. Not even anecdata. I was going to say anecdata. It's not anecdata. It's anecdote. Um, and I think Cursor now is piggybacking on top of that desire of developers to switch LLMs to whichever is the best one by giving you a very easy way to switch, a very easy way to throw the task at many, and a very easy way to compare what the output is. So I think they're banking on the fact that some developers are going to spend the tokens. Also, probably they're going to be spending a lot more tokens, but let's ignore that for the moment. They're going to spend the tokens, compare a few, find out which one is the new one, and tell their friends, hey, this one is the best one, the new best one, and share with the friend, hey, this is the new best one. So it's going to keep people switching. And if people keep switching LLMs, the thing that they are forming their loyalty to is the UI. It's Cursor. It's not the LLMs. And I think this is a brilliant business move. Hats off to Cursor for doing this. And this is not without precedent, right? Undermining the competition at the thing that makes them money, making them a commodity. It's a very like business 101. I remember back in the day, Microsoft has Office, and Office was making a lot, the majority or almost the majority of the revenue for Microsoft at that point in the early 2000s. And back in the day when Google and Microsoft were the ones competing for supremacy, and everybody was saying that Microsoft was evil, and Google was saying that itself was not evil with the "Do Not Evil" motto that then they removed. And what did Google do? They created a free Google Docs suite so that a lot of people didn't have to buy Office because there was a free alternative. And the free alternative was also on the web, because Google knows that the best the web is, the best it was for Google at that point. It was a brilliant move by Google back then, the same way that this, I think, is a brilliant move by Anysphere, and I can't wait to see how this continues, because I think all of this competition in the end is good for the consumer. And I have one more message to JetBrains. Please, 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 please start competing hard on this. I really love your products, but I feel like using JetBrains IDEs, whether it's with the plugins that JetBrains has produced, or whether it's with third-party ones like Klein and Windsurf, or Cloud Code. When it comes to editing code, I love it. But when it comes to the AI part, to the LLM, the AI assistant, it's still not at the level of Cursor 1.0. And now Cursor has just like jump ahead. So there's so much work for JetBrains to catch up. And I love those ideas. I really hope that JetBrains starts competing hard, because I love using them and I want to continue using them. I don't want to open Cursor. I want to open WebStorm or RubyMine or whichever. Those are my preference. But I found myself opening Cursor. That's how good it is in some of the tasks. Anyway, that's all that I have for now. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.